Have you ever come home after being away for a few days and noticed your cat didn't greet you at the door? Or maybe after another cat in the house passed away, your surviving cat started sleeping in places they never used to sleep? You probably thought they were just being cats. Quiet, independent, fine. But what if they weren't fine at all? What if your cat was grieving so deeply that it changed the way they eat, the way they sleep, the way they move through every room in the house, and you never recognized it because cat grief doesn't look anything like yours? Number 1, they don't cry, they disappear. A 2024 study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science surveyed over 400 cat owners after the death of a companion pet. The results confirmed what many had suspected, but no one had proven at this scale. Surviving cats ate less, played less, slept differently, vocalized more, and spent time searching in places the deceased pet used to rest. The closer the bond, the deeper the change. But here's the part that should sit with you. None of those cats howled. None of them made a scene. They just got quieter. They withdrew into corners and closets and spots under the bed, and most owners looked at that silence and thought their cat was simply being a cat. They weren't. They were sitting in the last place that still smelled like the one who left. If you've ever watched your cat go quiet after a loss and didn't know what you were seeing, hit like and subscribe. Because the next part is the one most people carry guilt about for years. Number 2, the bowl they stop eating from isn't about food. Picture this. 2 cats shared a home for 8 years. They ate side by side. They groomed each other's heads. They slept curled into one shape on the same blanket. Then one of them is gone. And the surviving cat walks to the food bowl the next morning, stands in front of it and doesn't eat. You refill it. You change the food. You move the bowl. Nothing works. But the problem was never the food. The problem is the empty space beside the bowl where someone used to stand. Eating was never just eating. It was a shared ritual. A daily confirmation that the other one was still here. And now every meal is a reminder that they're not. Some cats stop eating for days. Some eat half of what they used to for weeks. And owners panic about nutrition when the real crisis is that their cat just lost the only routine that made the day feel normal. Number 3, when you leave, they don't know you're coming back. And it doesn't take death to trigger this. Sometimes all it takes is you leaving for a week. You arrange a pet sitter, you leave extra food, you think they'll barely notice. But on the second night, your cat sits by the front door, not meowing, just sitting, facing the door like a question they can't ask out loud. By the 3rd day, they've stopped playing. By the 4th, they've moved to your side of the bed and pressed themselves into your pillow. Not because it's comfortable, because it's the last thing in the house that smells like you. Cats don't understand suitcases. They don't understand, I'll be back Friday. They only know that the one presence their nervous system was anchored to is gone, and the house feels different in a way they can't fix. That's not independence. That's a cat trying to hold on to you with the only sense that still works. If your cat is behaving oddly and you're unsure why, tell us in the comments. Using detailed research, we'll make a video on it. Number 4, the sign. Everyone misses. The most common sign of feline grief is the one no owner ever flags. Your cat starts sleeping more, and you think, that's normal, cats sleep 16 hours a day. But there's a difference between resting and retreating. A grieving cat doesn't sleep the way a content cat sleeps. They don't stretch out in sunlight with a soft belly and slow breathing. They curl tight. They face the wall. They tuck into dark, enclosed spaces and stay there longer than usual. They're not recharging, they're hiding from a world that suddenly has a hole in it. And the worst part is that because it looks so much like normal cat behavior, it can go on for weeks before anyone thinks something might be wrong. By then, the grief has already settled into their body like a second weight they carry in silence. Number 5, they grieve the way they love, quietly. Cats don't grieve with noise. They don't grieve with drama. They grieve by doing less eating, less playing, less of the small things that used to make the day feel like theirs. And they do it so quietly that most owners walk right past it. But the cat sitting in the hallway staring at nothing isn't bored. The cat pressed into your worn sweater isn't cold. The cat who stopped running to the window when birds appear isn't aging. They're missing someone. And they don't have a single word to tell you. All they have is the slow, invisible act of pulling inward and hoping that the one person still left in their world notices before the silence becomes permanent. If this made you see your quiet cat differently tonight, share it with someone who lost a pet and never checked on the one still here. They might be grieving too, and no one asked.